Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Lord of the Rings SLOTRO edition. This is Gnarlrynae. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlrynae. Good girl. We are back on again. Would have been on a little bit earlier, but I had to download the update. I forgot there was an update on Monday. It's now Wednesday here. Wasn't a big one, but it still needed a little thing. Update 19.3, I think it was. Not a whole lot going on. Basically, they've set there's an upper limit for the amount of money you can get. I think it's 9,999 gold, and just continues with a bunch of nines after that with all the various lower level coins. And they've updated it so that you can't overflow and lose money. You will get a warning, and one of those things like when you get a quest object and your inventory here is full and you get a quest object, you get the little notice saying you have a quest object waiting for you whenever you empty out your inventory here and get a space. It's going to be the same way with money. When you get your 10,000th coin, you'll get a little message saying you've got money that's being collected. And you'll need to clear out some space in your bank in order to get the coin that's being held for you. So they got that going on. There's some combat changes. I noticed mostly it looked like Guardians and Hunters. It had a few, error bug fixes done. That looked like it was coming in. There were some little bug fixes here and there. But the other two big things, and we'll take a look at that in a bit, is that they have changed housing around so that you can move your housing hooks. You still have to hook things onto the hooks. You've seen us go in decoration mode and the little areas appear. You still have to put them in those glowing boxes inside your house, but once they're in there, you can slide them and move them around. I think they said they can be moved up to 10 meters in left, right, front or back, that sort of thing. I think that's what the message said. So it's not fully free-form decorating yet, but it's better than what we had. And it's only taken them like 7 years to get around to it. So, yay, Standing Stone. I'm glad that y'all are starting to do stuff that needed to be done in the Turbine in Warner Brothers years, all these years. And the other thing is, all the VIPs, if you are a VIP and you log in from now until March 13th, make sure you log in, you get a horse. All the VIPs are getting the Steed of the Eldar here, which of course, since we don't have riding skill, we can't show you the horse. You can use this token to learn a skill to call this mount. Using this token will grant you an appropriate horse or pony for your race and all the associated war steed appearance traits. So we will be looking at that on one of our other characters as well. In the meantime, we were here at Thrassi's Lodge. We had collected the remarkable bow. Mostly we had been working for Thrassi over here and the Lynx Mother. Remember all the deeds that they had set up for us to help the Lynx Mother and her kittens. So we were doing that. We had talked to Celerant over here, who was so embarrassed that the bow he had been given him by an elf of his acquaintance had been stolen whenever he was targeting practicing way down there at the Dowerhand. There we go. The Dowerhand city down there, that little port of Keladul. So we've got to go down there. We promised we're going to go back down there and get his bow back for him. And then we've got the quest for Langlis here. Langlis has got a quest to avert a war. So we're going to talk to him.
What do you need?
And we are going to go down, I think, it takes place down there on Keladul as well. But we have a couple of quests over there at Gondomar to finish first. So we are going to head over that way. Actually, I think we may head down to Keladul and see if we can get that bow first. Get that bow, come back, turning into Celerant, and then we will head on back to the west there and go up back to Gondomar and see if we can get those quests done there until all we have is the prologue half, the elven half of the prologue from that side as well. So that is what we are going to do. Let me pull up stacks here. Let's bring you on up, girl. Good job. All right, Stax is here. Let's get a drink of coffee. And let us head on down the hill. All right, we are going to go back out here to the road that leads from up there at Durin's. Durin's far to the west and the north, and leads back to Falathlorn. And it turns right here and goes back down to the south, back down to Dualand and Kellendem. You can see the flowers turning pastel, and as a very light pattering of snow comes down, we are going to continue on down this branch of the road, past all the dwarven markers and all, and the towers, until we see the towers and walls of Keledul. Keledul? Let me make sure I've got the right name. It has been a while. Keledul. Very good. Ahead of us here. Now we are looking for basically one of the chiefs of the Dour Hands is supposedly wandering around with a bow out here. I do seem to remember that. And here are a couple of Longbeards who we can talk to at some point. Obviously, they have something to do with this area as well, although they are not yet available for us to talk to. So we have yet got to get to the quest that they're involved in. I'm gonna head back this way. I seem to remember this guy being wandering around in this area. Of course, remember back in the day whenever I did it, all this frill, all this grass and everything wasn't out here, the grass and brush. So it's a lot easier to see someone moving around out here back then. There we go. Starcath. I think he is the guy that we're after. Take a look here. Yes, a remarkable bow. You see it popping up. Collect the stolen bow. So he is the guy that's taking it from me, the Dour Hand. So we are going to take him on. Cast that. I'm going to send in my bear. Let's go ahead and hit him with our stick. Very good. Very good. All right, Stax. Let's connect to you. Let's heal you up so we can get some credit for healing our companion. There we go. I'm going to have to look in the... So did we get the bow? Yes, we got the bow. Good. That was easy enough. I thought he was wandering around in this area. Going to have to look in the UI and see what the key command is for targeting your pet. Targeting your pet or your companion. That way, that will make that a lot easier. I know F1 is yourself. None of the other Fs all the way up through 6 seem to matter, so I don't want to push too many, because you do that and the next thing you know, I've turned off my recording up there. Or turned off sound, or God knows what else will happen to us. Alright, back up to Thrassy's Lodge, and I will see you when we arrive up there. Back up to the lodge. Let us take a quick look. Look at what the bow looks like here. Pingler's bow, a beautiful and finely crafted elf bow. Let's talk to Celerant.
Woe to me.
You recovered the bow from Starcath. You have my thanks, Gnarlrynae. I have not much but my name, so my name is precious to me. I could not have lived with the shame of dishonoring Penglir's princely gift.
I'm sure it will do no good, but may I speak with you?
Someone worthy. I have been thinking, Gnarlrynae. After all the trouble with Starcath over the bow, I don't believe I'm worthy of it, especially since I could not even hold on to it. Please go back to Pinglir and explain why I cannot accept his bow. He may still be at Dualan, to the south of Gundamon. I am a disappointment to my own folk and the honor of Pinglir's gift. Alright, so it's back to back to the elf lands we go now. Okay, well, let's head on back over there. We, just like before, whenever we arrive there, we will rejoin with you and see what Pinglir has to say about this man losing his bow. He's probably not even remembered it. I mean, I am constantly being giving, how many gifts have we been given? Elrond's necklace and Gimli's cloak and Glorfindel's missing left sock. So, all these people are constantly handing us their cast-off clothing, well. I will see you when we get back to Pinglir. We are coming up into Dualon here. I think we will go in the front side this time, instead of circling all around the hill and going back around the back way over by the stables. Let's see if we can find Pinglir here. And I did take a look in the UI, and it's F10. F10 seems to be the pet. Well, it's target nearest NPC. So it would apply to pets too, and then next NPC is like Shift F10 and Control F10 is previous, so it's the F10 ones. Just don't forget that the Alt F10 is how you turn your lantern on and off at night. So, F10. Pinglir. I have to make sure it's not hooked up to anything in my recording program as well, but that'll be easy enough. Someone worthy. Hello, Pinglir. I have your cast-off, worthless bow that you gave to that human down the road.
What do you need?
He feels unworthy. Did Skellerant think that I gave my bow to him upon a whim? I did not give that bow idly to the first man I met. No, I gave it to the first man who ran my FedEx. What? Are we not... Looks like it continues, as you see, but we're not high enough level. I guess we're going to have to turn leveling back on. Is it maybe a level 13 quest? We were just doing level 13 quests. Is walking it over there a level 14 quest? Alrighty, we're going to have to remember that we're going to have to come back over here. In the meantime, I'm going to visit one of these vendors right quick. Clear out my bag. And we will see you once we get to Gondamon. We may turn leveling back on. We are level 10. I'm going to see what the levels are of the quest over there at Gondamon. And assuming we don't have any more level 9s, I will switch leveling back on. So that maybe we can level up to level 11 and we can come back and finish Pinglir's issues here. In the meantime, let me sell off my junk, and I'll see you in just a few. Alright everyone, we have returned to Gondamon here, in the center of the Ered Luin there. And we've been around, I've looked at everyone's ring that I could find, all the mission quests around here, and all the missions in this area are level 10. So what we're going to do is go back in here. Let us put is it the novice mark? Is that the one? Yes, let's put the novice mark back in there so we get our run speed, and we'll take out our stone of the tortoise. And as you see, we are ready to level once again. So we are going to collect... I think first we are going to do the emissary part of the prologue. We talked about this, where we took it. Troubling news has reached me concerning Evorthal, the son of Cardivore, and I fear that your work among the dwarves will become more complicated. There's a very real possibility that the dwarves have abducted Evorthal and plan to do him some great harm. I want you to work with the bearer of this note to find and rescue Evorthal if you can. If the Stout Hand knows something about the fate of Serdivar's Sorn, Cardivore's son, there will be fighting again in Ered Luin, Doringur. Alright, let's take this up there to the emissary, who is right up here at the top of this area. Galathan. She is the emissary of the elves to the Longbeards and Stout Hands here in the Ered Luin.
May Govanen.
Is this true? Cardivor's son has been taken by the dwarves. This is grievous news, if it can be believed. Goblins are fell creatures that rely on treachery and deceit, and the dwarves have ever coveted the precious things of the elves. Capturing Avathal might be the first step in some dwarf scheme to seize some of the relics we keep at Dualand and Kellendale. I thought the dwarves had put their envy of our people behind them, but if this is true, it seems they may still begrudge us our relics and things of beauty. Oh, keep dreaming, sister. Let's see. +5 maximum power, +3 will. We've got a +3 will, and I'm not going to trade away the vitality, so it doesn't matter which one we grab. It's going to be... And we have leveled up level 11. Fantastic. All right. Prologue, Suspicious Encampment. I will see if I can learn anything from the dwarves here. Matthew Stouthand is the Lord of Gondomar, and he has spoken openly to me in the past. I will judge his conversation to see if he is hiding something. Do not betray what we have learned to anyone but an elf. The dwarves will surely raise their guard if they gain any suspicion of what we know. This I do know. There is an encampment of strange dwarves to the north of Gondomar. You should go there and seek out Aglarkin. He went in search of Avathal there and has yet to return. Find a Glarkin there, learn if the dwarves of the lowlands, at least, have turned against us. Be cautious, for the dwarves may be hostile. Alright, so we have to find a Glarkin in the camp of the dwarves. Guarantee I know which kind of dwarves they are, to the north of Gondomar. So that would be, if we leave here, it's going to be up in the lowlands area. See, there's the treasure field. It's going to be up in this area. Okay, so that would do. She's got another quest for us, too. The Elf Stone.
Greetings, friend. Will you lend me your ear?
If white stir the bones of the ancient Edain, then an evil has arisen in these mountains, which we should all fear. The fell spirits that stir the bones of the dead are servants of Angmar, of the Witch King of old, and the Shadow in the east. I must ask you to seek out this evil and put whatever end you may to it before its darkness spreads. Take this elf stone to Glamir. He dwells now in the ruins to the northeast of Gondomar, at the southern end of the Grimwater. So we've got an elf stone we're going to bring to Glamir, up there in the ruins to the northeast, at the southern end of the Grimwater. I'm assuming that will be this little lake right here. Okay, so the elf stone. Let's look at it. A gemstone of a pale, shimmering blue-green hue. The elves do like their emeralds, don't they? I think they prize them more highly than diamonds. Okay, so we've got that. While we were at it, let's see what other quests are around in this area. I think she used to be right up there, if I remember correctly. I do believe you would meet her as you came in the backside of the city. There's a set of stairs back there. It was kind of hard to find her at times. You could do a bit of wandering around the town to find her, but I do believe she was right around here. Let's see if there's another elf back here now. Is there another elf back here on this back porch? Gondomar guard and all. Yeah, like I said, I believe that she used to be... because it used to come back up this way. This is the way when I was hunting wolves down here in the field, I'd always come back up in the city through here. And yeah, she used to stand right here in this area, just kind of out of the way, out of notice. It was difficult. Can I go in that door? No. It was difficult to notice her the first time, so I think that's maybe why they moved her back out there. Put her out there standing in broad daylight with a big ring over her head. You know, all part of the simplification and easification. Let's look at Askel here.
Will you help me?
The Sundered Shield. Stranger, please tarry and hear my plea. My brother Gelir Golden Tongue was a great warrior. Curse my treacherous tongue. I should say he is a great warrior, but I fear for his life. Though he is a doughty fighter, Gelir longs for peace. Even against the advice of our eldars in Thorin's Hall, he felt that there must be a way to come to some sort of understanding with the Dour Hands, so he and some companions set out for the great Dour Hand encampment north of Gondomar. Glad we chose this. So we're heading in that direction, aren't we? I think he went to the westernmost of the camps, the larger one. He did not return from his mission. Please seek him out, and if he is slain, return to me with news so we may seek our revenge on his murderers. You will know my brother easily by his gleaming shield, a great heirloom of our family. So we're going to seek out Gerlir Golden Tongue or any sign of his passing. Good. All right, let's see what other quest. I know the three, Larry, Curly, and Mo down here by the door have a series of quests for us. Let's go see what they have right quick. Dory.
Come and stay a moment.
Warming the garrison. The wind coming down from the mountains makes my bones ache year-round, but even the younger sentries feel the chill when the days grow short. We could use more pelts to make blankets and clothing in preparation for the coming winter. There's no shortage of wolves prowling in the wilds, especially to the west. I expect you will have no difficulty obtaining some furs for me. Wolves are vile creatures, but at least their fur is warm. So 5 wolf pelts we need to collect for him. Oligir the Grocer.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
Protecting the hunt. The hunters who have been plying the forest north of Gondomar have come to me with stories of being threatened or even attacked by those backstabbing Dour Hand brigands. If you're of a mind to lend us a hand, you could head out there and deal with the treacherous Thinbeards. They need to learn not to meddle with the hunters of Gondomar. The Dour Hands have built a small camp to the north of here, in the hills somewhere. You will find plenty of heads to break there, I'll warrant. So defeat 6 warriors and 3 sturdy Dour Hands up the camps as well. Once again, like I said, good to go around to these quest hubs and
I would be grateful for your assistance.
Collect all the things that you could possibly be working on just incidentally while you're out in the wilds. That's one thing I can say that I think Guild Wars, or Guild Wars 2, the few times I've played it, does a little bit better. Is the fact that when you're out in the wilderness collecting stuff, it will collect up whatever you might need for quests and bring them back to you. We've seen a few of those things here. If you remember, Gnarlo, whenever we were hunting in, was it the Northern Mirkwood, or was it the Northern, I think it was the Northern Trollshaws when we were up there. And we would come across, we were going along and suddenly we'd find an environmental quest. We would kill something and a quest would pop up to like kill 10 of these wolves, that sort of thing. Rather than having to be given it like at a station here and then going out into the wilds. Feeding the outpost. Our huntsmen are skilled, but this year's hunt has proven particularly difficult. What with the cold and the wretched Dour Hands, I have found myself short of supplies for the coming winter. You can help us by bringing in some bear meat. There are plenty of bears in the wilds among Gondomar, especially to the north. We will preserve and store the meat for the coming months. So 6 haunches of bear meat. Very good. And I think I saw one more right over here on the way out. There may be a few more around. It's kind of hard to see them sometimes when they're stuck in these names. Sometimes I'll just walk around with the names turned off just so I can see the rings better.
Come and stay a moment.
Ingy Steambeard. I have been assembling armor for the guards of this city for what seems like days, and I have developed an appetite. I don't have time to prepare dinner. If you can bring me something, I'll give you some coins and materials for the favor. I don't want just anything, though. Bring me some roast pork and 2 hard biscuits. Actually, make that 2 servings of roast pork. Just 1 won't be enough to keep me going. So collect roast pork and collect 2 hard biscuits. Okay. Crafting. See, that's a crafting for cooks, I would imagine. I wonder if, like, that metalsmith over there has a quest on him if you're a metalsmith. Yep, we've collected 1 hard biscuit already because of the ones. Remember that hard biscuit we made accidentally back over there in Kellendam? Well, there you go. We managed to hang on to it all this time, and it served us well, didn't we? I will bet you that a lot of the other crafters here, like the leather worker and stuff, may have quests like this as well. Okay, we are getting near to the end of time here, at least as it pertains to this morning. Let's not make any predictions for the Mayans or anything. So what I'm going to do is I am going to run back over to Dualand right quick. Actually, I am going to take a stable back over to Dualand right quick and check with Pelagir again. And see if leveling up to level 11 has caused his next part of that quest to open up. Because you could tell there was more he wanted to talk about with that bow.
I am at your service.
So Dualand should be about 80 copper. 80 copper. Alright, we will see you when we arrive back over there. In just a few. Okay, we are back in Dualand here. And you'll notice a couple of additions. One, Pelagir does have a ring over his head, so we are ready to do that now that we've leveled up to 11. Two, I've turned on the connection status icon down here. As you see, our latency 43 milliseconds, lost 0, because we got dropped right after we arrived here. Good old charter, it's 2:30 in the morning. Like I said, always around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, the connection, I don't know if they reboot their router at the main office or what, but charter's connections just becomes just plain old crap sometimes. So, absolute fail to carb. So, right on target. My connection's getting bad. So fortunately, we're about to finish up this episode. I also noticed, along with that, that we've got a couple more rings on the map. You'll see one right over here. Bregar's got a quest. There's a couple of quests. There's a quest with the grocer right up around the corner up there toward the stable. So, yeah, it looks like leveling on up to level 11 has opened up a bunch of new quests here in Dualand. So it makes me wonder, am I going to have to keep doing this in all the little starting areas here? Am I going to have to go to... I'm definitely going to have to ride down the hill to Kellendim and see if quests have turned on there that weren't there before. Going to have to go back up to Thorin's Hall and see if there are quests there that weren't available before. So we have not yet finished off with Ered Luin by any means. Let's talk to Pelagir about his bow, and let's finish...
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Let him finish up this quest here. The Elf Sword. Celorant bears the blood of the Rangers of the North, and the name of a great hero is among his forebears, a man I was proud to call my friend and companion. Perhaps Celorant is young as men count the years, but then all men are young by my count. In ages past I honored my fallen companion with a sword, placed at his grave amongst the mounds of the Edain. It may be that the sword can be found yet in that place. It bears the motto Elevon, or Elf Friend in the tongue of men. Perhaps if you find the sword, that will convince young Celorant not to spurn my gift. So find Elvelon, the Elf Sword. And I bet that's going to be up there in the mounds of the Edain. Northeast, yep, that's going to be up there in the Barrow Mounds as well. So we have got a lot of quests sending us here into the Hothlin, the area of the Whites and all. Up there in the Barrows, where the Whites have arisen again in the service of Angmar. Okay, let's go right over here, take a look at Bregar and what quest he's got.
Heart cannot sing today.
If I can interview you from your admittedly beautiful view. What is this? A gift from Langlis? Bregar unrolls the scroll. The Lay of Nimrodale? How could Langlis see this while my eyes remain blind? This is the Lay of Nimrodale and Amroth, who loved her. A storm took Amroth's ship out to sea before Nimrodale could join him, and Nimrodale herself was lost in the mountains to the south upon her journey to the haven of Edhelion in the Bay of Bephalos. Neither was seen again. Let's see, do I want cooked carrots for vitality, or eggs and onions for might? Crisp, not mushy. A simple hot breakfast of eggs and fried onions. How could I avoid eggs and fried onions?
Will you stay a moment and learn of my troubles?
The days ahead. Langlis has indeed done me a great boon by sending this with you. The Lay of Nimrodale is a sad story which has bearing upon our plight. Please, bring this scroll to Toron and have him read this passage. Bregar places a mark beside a stanza and hands you the scroll. If this does not make him understand, then we are fated to part. To bring the Lay of Nimrodale to Toron at Kellendem. Okay. We are collecting all sorts of back and forth FedEx quests here that we didn't have before, aren't we? Let's see, do you have a quest down there, Miss Notary? No, don't see one on you, thankfully. You have a quest at some point in time, though, Miss Dolengill. I recognize you. I know I've chatted you in your admittedly lovely purple dress before. Okay. Let's go on up the hill here. Talk to this grocer. That's the next one that I know has a quest. Kellingill. Glemar's
Stay a
Vigil.
moment.
Glamour's Vigil. As Thinglir sent you to me, so might I ask a final favor of you. Our youngest brother has also taken this onus upon himself, and likely requires aid as he has not yet returned to us. If you can help him, I would be grateful. Be warned that the lands of Hothlin to the north are considerably more dangerous than our domain, and our brother is likewise of hotter temperament, as befits his task in that place. I last saw him amongst the ruins near the shore of the Grimwater. Good, back to the Grimwater. A small lake northeast of the dwarf outpost we call Gondomon. He is likely still there. So we need to go there and return, talk to Glamir up there. So we've gotten a few orange level quests now. Very good. I think next time, oh, look there, someone with a quest that we are still not high enough to do. So we know at some point in time, we've got to come back and talk to Badanass here. And get the quest from her. Probably another level. Probably when we hit 12, we'll be able to do that. Because as you see, it's not just silver. It's starting to get just a little bit of flame around it. Come on, flame on again. There you go. Getting just a bit of flame around it. Which I think means that it's just like one quest above us. Alright, so that is where we will stop. Hello everyone, just to interject here right quick, I have asked Gnarlo to take time away from his busy schedule and to come out here and model the Steed of the Eldar for y'all. This is the new Steed, the free Steed to all the VIP members. If you're a VIP from now until March 13th, log in anytime during that. And you will get the Steed of the Eldar here on all of your characters. Interesting little, whoops, I was saying interesting little headpiece, not on Gnarlo, but you see an interesting little headpiece there. On the dwarf, on the horse. Oh my God, it's early in the morning. I need to go take a nap. So not a bad horse for a free gift to the VIP members. It's quite a unique looking one, quite a striking one. So, God, it's worse than trying to do a broadcast with all the people in the back mugging for the camera and shouting "Hi Mom" and doing everything else. Alright, let's see if everyone will stay out of our camera shot for a moment. Anyway, there you go. That's what the new horse looks like. So definitely log in between now and March 13th. Get the token that y'all saw on Gnarlrynae, and click on it. Put it into your collection of mounts and your skills there. And now back to the end of our regular video, already in progress. And we will sit here and next time we will head on down the hill back to Kellendem, take the Lay of Nimrodale down there to Toron, and see if we can keep the brothers from parting and going their separate ways, one to the west and one here to Middle Earth. We will also search both of these cities, see if there's any more quests that are available for us right now, and any more that we need to check on, like this one. that we need to remember to come back for. And in the meantime, I think I'm going to sit here and ponder the various lifestyle choices that have led to the different sartorial styles between myself and Badanass here. So we will see you next time. Thanks for coming along, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.